Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome on into another daily reading. We're going to jump right into the Light Seers Tarot and keep this one somewhat simplistic, but I feel the need to share. I just got off of FaceTime with my mom and dad, my parents, because when recording this, it is my Leo 35th birthday. So everybody head on down to the comments and wish me a happy birthday. But I'm just kidding. Either way, it is a positive day for me here. So let's jump in and see what is in store for us. Keep in mind, energy is fluid. These are general messages, and you were drawn here or hopped upon this reading for one, if not multiple reasons. So to begin for this daily reading, okay, we are starting off with the Temperance card, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Two of Pentacles. So I feel the day kind of bounces you around within your mind from the present day reality to the past, then to the future, then back to the past, and then to the present day reality. And so they're saying, let's each catch our breath and reground, rebalance when need be for, I know Spirit's playing into this partially, but it feels to be a day even surrounding it for some where there's just that guarantee that you'll be, revisiting the past at times and then thinking to the future and even, appreciating and making the best out of where you're at currently. But the Temperance card here, because there's something about this day for you, again, regardless of which day it represents for you specifically, where you're needing to have more patience with certain factors that you normally wouldn't need this patience for or as much. And so they're saying the day isn't perfect, but it's almost as if Spirit's helping us each, it's like the period as well as helping us each retrain ourselves to use our passion and our independence, but as well as our patience when we need it in specific, very fleeting moments. Does that make sense? It's to say that something that you're not, for example, used to having patience with, you now need to train yourself to have patience with that more in the future, and that will help you with other things in other ways. Sorry about that little rant there, but I do feel with the Ten of Pentacles, they're saying you're on your way towards a hell of a lot more. And so pairing that with the Temperance card, giving they were right next to each other, you're needing to think about what lies ahead at certain points. Again, reiterating the fact that you're bouncing around within your timeline. But I do feel that when thinking forward towards a hell of a lot more for yourself, it's easier to allow for that or to create that into a set of or a feeling of impatience. And so we're needing to each look forward and remember or expect, know concretely that more lies ahead, a hell of a lot more, but learn and train yourself to have an immense amount of patience in regards to this, even if you feel you have been up until this point. But there's a feeling of you speaking to yourself and or thinking about it. You could be speaking it to someone else in your physical reality, but you're thinking and or talking about your individual glow up at this time. There's an intertwining connection between your glow up, your energy, and your ability to earn. I don't know why I'm getting that. For I feel this collective thrives when they feel in control. That's part of it. But I do feel a huge part of this for some is the way you were raised. You thrive maybe under pressure like myself, but you thrive in the midst of productivity, earning ability being utilized more than ever. And you love to accomplish certain things. I know that was a weird way to put it, but when you actually apply yourself towards an opportunity within something that you actually enjoy, that you actually care about, for me, I know it's going to be these readings. It just feels like that lights you up, that helps you glow more. Even if you find out that glow up in that moment was quite temporary, it could be adding to your overall glow up moving forward more than you realize in the moment. But there's a feeling of you thinking about your current day reality, let's just put it that way. Certain factors that sit well with you work well for you, and others that don't sit well with you don't work well with you, okay, or for you. And so it's a continuation of this reevaluating that Spirit's trying to spark within each of us, even outside of us, in order for things to let's say gradually in an organic way over time, start to adjust, change, become different. I feel like there's somebody concerned in your midst. I don't know why I'm getting that. That could be a spirit, but for the majority of you, wow, excuse me. For the majority of you, it feels to be someone in your physical reality, if not somebody at a distance who, say, would normally be in your physical reality, not a spirit. But as my voice struggles at this point in the reading, the Hanged Man and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, there's something about you getting a little bit frustrated, even if you don't feel it's your full energy or your energy at all. There's something about this collective getting a bit frustrated in the moment when juggling what's at hand, when trying to do what they care most about. I feel some of you need to remember or realize there's one, if not multiple spirits that do like to come through and make things a bit more frustrating for you or feel like that, okay? And so just take a deep breath and separate your reality from whatever they're trying to create. And so it ends up being a day where each of us need to look at the balancing act that, you know, we obviously are going throughout this specific day and surrounding it. But even the balancing act that has been very much involved, created within, you know, the past, rewinding a bit further back. And so asking yourself, where can I adjust my perspective in order to better this productivity, this balancing act that we call our individual life moving forward? For I don't see it being a boring life for you where, you know, you will have to juggle this and that at times, or in general. You will have a decent amount on your plate at times, but it's all about what you do with it, okay? It's all about, even at times, your perspective, your outlook, and how that can, you know, change the game for you. It can change this balancing act for you. Now, you may even find that in the midst of getting things done, in the midst of even at times being pushed to stop and weigh things out, feel things out, it's like it changes your mind somehow. You maybe gain clarity in the midst of which, or yeah, I'm hearing a realization, aha kind of moment. But it almost feels as I'm being drawn to a bunch of old crunchy leaves on the front lawn here. You're being pushed to look at what has kind of died off or fell off your tree, if you will, your spiritual tree of replenishment and success. For those leaves have already, flown the coop or fell to the wayside, somehow removed or, was separated from your individual energy fields, your life. And they're asking you, how does it feel when you examine what is no longer fully or at all a part of your existence, your life moving forward, or maybe just isn't meant to be? That could be part of your adjustment and perspective for some, but they're asking you how that feels so that you can then proceed and feel better about change from the past and for the future. And even I feel that could assist you with certain important decisions on the near horizon. But let's pull a couple more cards. We obviously get lost in these, I'm hearing tangents, channeled rants. Let's just put it that way. There's a feeling of a blue car being significant. Sorry, as it is very sweaty out here. It's very hot. The Nine of Swords. We're putting this in the sideways position, or you maybe more could look at it as in the upright, and then it turns in the reversal and kind of goes back and forth. And so there's something about you experiencing, it's not to say your life isn't stressful at times. It's not to say it doesn't have those stress-free moments, and even a combination of both at certain points. You know, a fluctuation is what I'm getting. And so it just feels like there's, stressful moments, not so stressful moments, kind of fluctuating, coming and going. And at times, again, a combination of both. But then it's more significant when it comes to the stress-free moments. Do you just hear the noise? I think it's like a vent at the school. It just went silent as I said that. There's a moment, if not several, that hold great significance for you throughout this day where things maybe stop. They come to a halt. They're silent, stress-free, easier, okay? Less complicated, less heavy. Spirit saying one, if not multiple of these, I guarantee it's not just one, has been affecting you negatively up until this point, right? And so they're asking you, how does this feel? What caused this? Maybe don't ask yourself that and overcomplicate things, or even take yourself away from the moment potentially, but you can hear how the channeling sort of started to space out a bit. It slowed down a bit. We're needing to understand that both ways of being, living, feeling, approaching, accomplishing hold great relevance. And so they're wanting you to understand that it's like at this time you're being pushed into a new state of awareness, which has others, as well within it, right? Smaller adjustments in perspective, while it's like Spirit's preparing for even inching your life closer towards maybe a big shakeup, but a stress-free existence while still having different modes and different ways of going about things. Does that make sense? And so when there's obviously significance to these stress-free, halting, silent moments, there's also significance to when you feel a little bit stressed. Maybe part of what is flashing you back throughout the day is a spirit coming through to say, this is what stressed you out in the past. Maybe I want to say for some, it's about you noticing that is no longer as much or at all a stress factor within your current day reality and moving forward. Or maybe it's about you preventing it, in the near future. So I want to say as well, it's okay to stop. I feel like this collective is feeling in this sort of productive, gotta go, gotta stay busy, gotta get everything done on time or ahead of time, this is kind of the way you are at this point. And it doesn't matter if you're in sort of a slow-mo state of being, if you're moving like a snail or a turtle, it still feels like I'm hearing that things aren't matching up, your way of being in your physical body, or maybe the Mercury retrograde energy that we are still dealing with at this time, and your own energy are kind of fighting each other a little bit, or maybe they're not, but you're still feeling this productivity needing to come to be. I want to feel more alive is now what I'm getting. I want to feel more alive. It seems like things have been maybe a bit underwhelming, where that maybe held great relevance because it followed a period or certain periods where things were too overwhelming or that came and went. And so they're saying that holds relevance, it holds importance for you. But it's just kind of this feeling where even if you don't get anything to help you with feeling more alive, you're just feeling this, you're sensing this as the day trickles on. But you're wanting to remember what you forgot. It doesn't feel like an occurrence or even, let's say, a past chapter. I want to say you forgot something minuscule. Maybe you misplaced something. They're saying don't stress yourself out when it comes to that, because you're trying to it's like you're trying to rush divine timing in regards to finding whatever that is for you, or better understanding something, or remembering it, like we had said. It's a reminder to trust in divine timing moving forward in a larger sense. But let's look at the split deck. We're moving on to the Magician card as well as the Two of Wands, because my friend, with where you feel you are lacking at this time, you're the magician of your own reality. You are manifesting like no other. I hope my hat wasn't cut off the whole time. But I'm also seeing you kind of having a moment or two where you look in the mirror and maybe, you're noticing the imperfections or even progress in regards to something of the sort. But you're looking at yourself and saying, you're a magical, good-looking dude or gal. You're a magical, good-looking, good soul. And so there's something about you appreciating yourself, complimenting yourself, saying, I've got it going on. I'm looking and maybe even feeling better than I once was. And I would not be surprised if there's a highlighting of people noticing this as well. And so I feel like they're asking you, again, where do you feel you're lacking? Didn't mean to show you the High Priestess. I thought that was the Two of Wands. Very interesting. Look at this, the Two of Wands and the Nine of Cups. I don't know if these fell from the deck or if I put them down, but there's something about you not even fully realizing that you're in the midst of receiving a wish fulfillment. All right. And so then they're saying, once again, it reiterates, whatever it is you want, whatever it is you need, you can have it in divine timing, of course, but you need to trust, you need to believe, you need to hone in on this ability, these chances to make your life more ideal, better. I feel more invigorated, more alive when I'm talking about you being a manifester. And so when there comes to be a focus on maybe less than you deserve or what you don't have, once again, could even be in regards to the wish fulfillment that you're about to and or are receiving at this time, you start to liven up a bit. You start to feel a bit more like yourself. And so there's a feeling of you needing to more than ever manifest. Okay, light yourself up while lighting up your own path moving forward and changing things for the better and gaining what you want and need all the meanwhile. All right, I know this reading was a bit all over the place, but the day simply will feel like that at certain points. So we're going to leave our reading at that. I hope it was truly helpful. Love and light, my friends.